What's going on YouTube? So right behind me is the heavily refreshed 2024 GMC Sierra Denali Ultimate. You heard me right. This is the heavy duty Denali Ultimate, which is the toughest version and also the most luxurious and most expensive Sierra money can buy. We're here at the Chicago Auto Show and we're gonna take a detailed first look at this new car. So of course last year, GMC refreshed the 1500 Sierra. So now everyone was wondering, when are they going to update the 2500 and 3500 models? Well, that is this year, 2024 model year. And as you can see, there's quite a bit different up here in the front design. So we've got the updated version of the grille, but as you'd expect, compared to the 1500, this is even bolder, even larger. So you've got this chunky, thick rim that goes all around through here. The grille takes up an enormous amount of space on the front end design. This badge by itself is practically as big as my head. So you're certainly gonna know this is the GMC. Now, Denali Ultimate, just like with the 1500 models as well as the Yukon, that's gonna give you some special touches. Vader Chrome is what they're gonna call this. This is a darked grille. So you're gonna have that blacked out finish. It's gonna be very stealthy when you have a dark color like we have today, or it's gonna be really bold if you pair this with a lighter color option. Of course, you do have the big hood vent for a menacing look. And let's come on over to the headlights. As you can see, a really beautiful design, super detailed, full LED with the stacked crystal look. We also have the signature GMC bracket-shaped daytime running light and turn signal indicator. Also, I really like that HD is actually stamped right here into this chunky piece next to the headlight itself. And of course, as we move down, you're gonna find big LED fog lights down at the bottom. You also have this chunky lower bumper with the recovery hooks. Now, as we move on to the side of the vehicle, you can see we have 20-inch alloy wheels on the Denali Ultimate. You know, these are, of course, a lot more functional because this is a heavy-duty model, so we're not going to be quite as bougie as with the 1500 and its 22-inch alloy wheels. We still need some big, thick, meaty tires because this thing can tow some serious, serious weight, and people are going to be putting it to work even though it's very fancy. We've got some humongous towing mirrors on board. They're actually bigger than my entire head. Chrome-trimmed LED turn signal indicators through there. You also have the side lighting, and you have built-in blind spot monitoring, which you of course will need when you're driving something this humongous. Now I'll let Mason kind of push back. Let's take a look at the entire side of this vehicle, just to give you a sense of the scale. I'm 5'8", this is me standing next to it. Honestly, my shoulder is like at the door handle, so this is just an enormous, enormous truck.
And we're switching it up. I'm 5'9". You can see how short I am compared to the side of this truck. It is so massive. It's actually kind of funny just standing here next to it. You feel like a little ant. Now, as far as the bed and cab configurations, if it's like most of the other Denali models, you will be locked into the crew cab configuration. This looks like a 6.5-foot bed, although since we are at an auto show, I don't have the specific measures of this one because I don't have the window sticker included in all of them. But moving around to the rear design of this refreshed Sierra Denali Ultimate, once again going to be a very handsome truck. You get a lot of those updated GMC elements going on here. So you have your blacked out GMC branding, Denali branding, and then our taillights are going to be a very premium finish. This is going to be pretty significantly different for the refresh. I like the design. All of this is going to be LED, including your accent, your turn signal, and your reverse light. But of course, with any GMC Denali, you do have the multi-pro tailgate. So you can do stuff like this, have it as a work table, although honestly I'd be a little bit too short for that, or you can actually just open up the tailgate. There's even more configurations. You can drop this down, have this for a nice sitting area. There's a lot of different configurations you can use with that. It's still, I'd say, the best tailgate in a truck. You're also going to have included nice side steps so you can just step into the bed, although it is a little bit of a jump for someone of our size. And one thing I do want to point out is that this bed is going to have a really nice lining on it. You have Denali branding right there. You also have LED lighting on the sides. Let's check this out. Looks like we have a power outlet over here, household style. It's also gonna have a nice camo finish on it, which is cool. And then come with me to the side because I wanna point this out as well. Since we have such a long bed, you do actually have a side step integrated here so you can easily access stuff in the front of the bed as well.
But now for the moment you've probably been waiting for. What is the inside like on this Denali Ultimate? Well, very luxurious to say the least. I'm gonna go ahead and climb inside. Now from the very beginning, it's a luxury experience because we've got the power deploying running boards. We also have the leather covered assist grip. So I'm immediately touching a nice material just climbing on board. And when I shut it up, we've got those wonderful GMC animations, which go on both the gauge cluster and the main infotainment system. Really cool look. Definitely gives you a little bit of cinema climbing inside. And I'll go ahead and invite Mason to climb inside, and we're gonna take a detailed look at the interior. But here at Car Confections, we like to get things started with the interior by talking about the overall materials. So let's take a look at the door trim first. We've got beautiful leather all through here. This color is known as Alpine Umber. It is exclusive to the Denali Ultimate. We also have the beautiful open pore wood, leather even across the upper armrest for you to cruise like this down the road. As we go to the upper dashboard, again, full leather. We've got the color contrast stitching, color contrast piping, genuine aluminum trim, beautiful open pore wood. And this piece of wood, is going to be etched with the topographical map of Mount Denali, just like you get with the Yukon Denali and the Sierra Denali 1500. As we come back, more beautiful materials, including a leather padded armrest all through here, and we even have Ultimate branding. But let's go ahead and talk about the seats because these are the most special element inside of the cabin. So we have beautiful wide grain leather. Again, you have the exquisite stitching details, piping, and color contrast. Looks really, really good. Also, you've got your Ultimate branding, and the really cool details, the fact that that same topographical map is kind of etched into the leather itself. It just looks very, very fancy. Now the seats have a lot of adjustments. I believe it's 16 ways. You also have power massaging, so that's a really cool touch. You know, so if you're the boss at the construction site, you can be pampered a little bit and still have a really, really tough truck. Now, of course, we're taking a first look today. So in this auto show setting, we don't have the key, so I can't boot up all the electronics, unfortunately. However, we have extensive hands-on experience with the 1500 Denali Ultimate, and we'd encourage you to go to our channel and check that out if you want a really, really detailed look at not just the luxury, but also the technology side of things. But I'll just kind of briefly go through some of the things you're gonna get. You do have a full digital gauge cluster, 12.3 inches. It has really nice graphics. Looks like we also have a head-up display, even here on the heavy duty. As far as one of the things I'm noticing that's different versus the 1500, 1500 is gonna have the shifter down here on the console, but we still have the column shifter on this heavy duty version. I'm noticing though, this is just hard plastic. They didn't put a leather cover on this. It's looks kind of out of place with the rest of the cabin, honestly. But outside of that, let's carry on. Nice leather wrapped steering wheel, real aluminum trim. It is going to be manual tilt and telescoping on all the models. Taking a look at our interior storage, huge amount of storage, absolutely cavernous. This could store just about anything your heart could imagine. You've got your 2 USB ports and your household style outlet, big cup holders, and you also have another storage bin right there. As far as the climate controls, going to be looking at a dual zone automatic climate setup. I really like the feel of these knobs, very high quality. This is finished in piano black. We also have 3-stage heated seats, separate button back controls, and 3-stage ventilated seats, as you would expect. We also have a high-end Bose audio system with huge metal speaker grills down there. I will point out though that some of the Denali Ultimates have the speakers in the headrest. That's not going to be the case for the heavy-duty version. Now, as far as your screen is concerned, this is nearly 14 inches. In real estate, I know you can't really see it lit up, but it is a very huge, high-quality screen. It's got Android Automotive OS baked into it with wireless Android Auto and wireless Apple CarPlay. Up top, you have a rear camera mirror system, which can cut out some of the back obstructions. Alcantara headliner, and we have a standard size sunroof. No panoramic sunroof is available, so keep that in mind compared to some of the rivals.
And let's check out the rear seat. Now this, of course, is a very luxurious place to spend time, just as you would expect from your front experience. You're gonna have a ton of legroom in the heavy duty model because it is crew cab only. And as you can see, it's just a really awesome place to spend time. I'm 5'9" for reference. You see how much legroom we have. Also, just small details like that same etching is going to be in the back of your seat back pockets as well. Now, as far as some of the features, 2 cup holders. We have 3-stage heated rear seats. No ventilated rear seats though. We do also have a USB-C, USB-A port as well. And then if we fold down the central armrest, we have 2 cup holders inside of this. Your seats are going to be very nicely finished. You do also have this really cool storage area as well that all the Sierra models have had. And your door trim is also going to be finished extremely nice for this Denali Ultimate with the metal speaker grills inside as well as some of the open pore wood. But this is one big truck, so what's going to be powering it? I'd imagine a lot of you guys are going to choose the diesel option for this heavy-duty model. If you do, it's going to be your Duramax diesel engine, as you would expect. 470 horsepower, 975 pound-feet of torque, so nearly 1,000 pound-feet of torque. If you're curious as to how much that makes for towing, can go up to 36,000 pounds. So basically you could hook this up to your house and tow it around. So very impressive figures. Your V8 option is going to have a little over 400 horsepower, I believe 401 horsepower and
464 pound-feet of torque.
Yep.
So that's why a lot of people choose the Duramax diesel, even though it's a substantial option, I believe about $10,000, because you have double the pound-feet of torque. So it's definitely going to be the best option for towing. But the V8 has been enhanced this year. Critically, it's now paired with the 10-speed automatic transmission, just like the diesel model. So that gives you a lot more gears to run through when you're towing or just using it in general versus the previous 6-speed automatic.
And if you're curious as to when this vehicle is going on sale, it should be on sale Q1 of 2023. So you can expect to see one of these roll into your GMC dealer in the next month or two. And for pricing, of course, this is going to be a very expensive truck. We'd expect prices to be about $100,000 for this Denali Ultimate model. But if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, we would truly appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button down below. It helps us get invited to programs like this where we can show you some of the newest cars first before they even come out to your local dealership. So please go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Also follow us on TikTok and Instagram, and we'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.